Assalamu-Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my cute little cheerful, smart, intelligent, wise and brave friends. Welcome to the Story House, a place where we present to you an interesting story from the Quran every day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has narrated many stories in the Holy Quran, wise and delightful stories that bring you joy and inspiration while we learn wonderful things from the true stories, old and new. So, let's embark on a thrilling journey into the world of the Quran. Yesterday, we learned how Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam brought the first revelation of the Quran to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam in the cave of Hira. Today, we'll explore how the Quran, which was revealed in phases over 23 years, reached us and was written down in the form of a book. Do you want to know who wrote it all down? Are you wondering who compiled it into a book? Well, then let's find out. When the first revelation came, Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam would bring verses to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, instructing him to place specific verses in particular surahs. Some companions of the Prophet were known as Katibin-e-Wahi. They were always with the Prophet, and when the Prophet told them, they would write down the verses. At that time, they did not have books, diaries, or things like that. The people used to write on stones, bones of animals, animal hides or skins, and on large leaves or the barks of trees. They would also memorize the verses from it. After that, when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away, Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anha became the Khalifa. At that time, many individuals claimed to be prophets, despite the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's clear statement that there would be no more prophets after him. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq waged a war against them. There was a man amongst them whose name was Musaylama al-Kazzab. He also claimed to be a prophet of Allah and claimed to receive revelations from Jibreel alayhi salam. Hazrat Abu Bakr said, "We will go on jihad against whoever was spreading these lies." In the battle that followed, about 70 companions were martyred. They were those who had memorized the Quran very well. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq and others were concerned that they did not have the Quran in a book form and the Quran might be lost if more such companions were martyred. So, Abu Bakr Siddiq formed a group of companions and asked them that whosoever has parts of the Quran written on bones, animal skins, leaves, stones, should gather them so that all the verses can be put together and compiled into a single book. A group of companions set out to gather all the written material of the Quran and were led by Zayd bin Thabit radiallahu anhu. However, the Quran compiled on the order of Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq had all the surahs, but not in the proper order. The surahs were not in sequence like we have now. That is, Surah Fatiha in the beginning, and Surah Al-Baqarah after that, and Surah Nas at the end. After Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu passed away, Hazrat Umar became the Khalifa, followed by Hazrat Usman radiallahu anhu, in whose reign a lot of people had accepted Islam, and most of them were non-Arabic speakers. The Quran is written in the Arabic script, and many new Muslims were Latin, Greek, or Farsi. These people had great difficulty in reading the Quran, and they used to recite the Quran any way they could. When Hazrat Usman came to know of this fact, he gathered the companions and told them to get the Quran which was compiled during Hazrat Abu Bakr's time. He then created multiple copies of the Quran which were distributed among the people. The surahs in these copies were placed in the right order, and this is the same order we have even today. This book was called Al-Mushaf. Initially, The Quran was not divided into chapters and verses. Later, people divided it into 30 parts, one for each day of the month to facilitate daily recitation. That's why we have 30 juz or 30 chapters in the Quran today. In conclusion, the Quran's compilation went through 3 stages. The Prophet ﷺ's time, when people recited and wrote the Quran, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq's compilation, and Hazrat Usman's final compilation. We'll continue the story next time, inshallah. For the next episode, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive updates. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Allah Hafiz.